I'm Irina Kremin, and welcome to the first episode of INNOCOS Well webinar series. So starting from today, we will be regularly hosting wellness webinars, #Wellness Wednesday, and where we will be inviting interesting guest speakers who will inspire and educate us in the different areas of beauty related to well-being, health, and wellness. So each session will be recorded and will be available in demand. Today, I'm excited to invite the first guest, Victoria Ratmanova, who is the founder and formulator of organic skincare brand Natural Cosmetics. And as long as I know Victoria Ratmanova, her big passion is to help people to feel confident in their and happy in their body, and with using natural remedies and natural holistic remedies. But today, she will be speaking about natural anti-stress remedies at work. Our moderator today is, as always, Kimberly Lafleur. Kimberly is a multidisciplinary marketeer with over 10 years of industry experience, helping brands and founders find their niche in the market and develop their story and align product roadmaps. So she has experience in a lot of areas, and retail, product development, and marketing. So Kimberly will be leading this fireside chat, which we will expect to be interactive. Hi, Kimberly.
Thank you, Irina. Hi, everyone. I'm very excited to be hosting. I know all of us have kind of tuned into what wellness really means to us these days, considering the circumstances we're in. And the lines have really blurred between work and home. So I think this kind of conversation comes at a very opportune time. So I'm very excited to speak with Victoria and learn more about, herbal remedies and how we can incorporate them into our daily lives and not just think of them as ancillary products and really look at them as something to integrate. So with that, I will begin my conversation with Victoria. Welcome, Victoria.
So then, as Kimberly probably already mentioned, I studied at Natural Healing Institute of Naturopathy in California, in La Jolla, and I graduated from the faculty of Clinical Master Herbology in California. And it was a very stressful time for me because just 6 months before I graduated, I found that my cousin had a bone cancer, and she had an operation, and she was trying to make a decision whether she had to go for chemotherapy and how it's going to work. And luckily, I was studying herbs and about to graduate, and I talked to my professor, Steve Schechter, and he actually explained me the whole situation with cancer, how it works, how our immunity is suppressed when we do chemotherapy. And he offered me to write my final paper on the cancer. And I did a lot of research on the cancer herbs, medicinal plants that our ancestors used. And my sister chose a path of natural healing, and she refused to do chemotherapy, and she went completely for natural healing using herbs. And after the operation, 9 months later, 9 months of using herbs, she was free from cancer. And now it's been almost 10 years. She's had her baby, and she's happy and healthy. And that was like a huge it made a huge impact on my life as well. And I'm a huge believer of herbs. I know that they work because I've seen how they work and how they create miracles. So since then, basically since 2008, I am using herbs every day in my life for energy, for health, for beauty. And today we're talking about anti-stress herbs for work. I have my next slide here, and here it's a sort of small introduction into herbal medicine. As you probably know, that herbs have been with us since the beginning of Earth. If you look at the bottom of your feet, you'll see the whole pharmaceutical industry, I would say. There are so many herbs around us. Wherever you go in nature, you'll find herbs. And herbs are the oldest form of medicine. And basically, pharmaceutical drugs are based on herbal extracts. And I have a small example here of salicylic acid in aspirin. The extract was used from the bark and leaves of willow, the salicylic acid extract, and the medicine was created like 100 years ago, and it was widely used in times of disease in England, and as against fever and to reduce pain. But now, of course, a synthetic form of salicylic acid is used, acetyl salicylic acid. And as you know, aspirin has many side effects. And more and more people are turning back towards herbs and natural ways of healing themselves, because drugs have so many negative side effects, and they're affecting our whole system. Whereas herbs, when you use it in their wholesome state, they are helping our body. And
I'm just curious because I'm curious, because we all see herbs, you know, in supermarkets, and they don't have the full plant. So is there a benefit in using the whole plant versus a part of the, like, let's say the flower or just the leaves?
Basically, for example, if you take dandelion, for example, the whole plant is medicinal. The leaves are excellent for they have so many vitamins and micro and macro elements that are rebuilding our system. It's like the whole multivitamin in one herb. And the root is used for the liver, to help the liver to get rid of stagnations. And the top parts can be used for oil, for example. And it's a remedy for people who have who are losing hair.
Really?
Yes. And for example, another thing, sometimes herbs having alkaloids as one of the ingredients. And alkaloids is something that is, as they say, dangerous for the herbs. And if you extract only one ingredient and throw away the rest of the plant, usually in the plant, when it's used in the wholesome state, there will be something that would combat the effect of the alkaloid and will create a harmony. Is it clear what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Like, you don't want to take one part out of the plant because it has another part to work synergistically with the...
Exactly. Yes. It's a holistic way of using of using nature around us as a herbal medicine.
Okay. Well, I know you have a few more slides to talk through, but I wanted to bring attention to some of that.
So the topic of our presentation, of my presentation today, is anti-stress remedies at work. And I was thinking, like, the first or number one question on Google is how to reduce stress and remedies against stress. So basically, stress is cause of a lot of disease, different types of disease. And hyperactive nervous system is a part of stress. So, and like anxiety, panic attacks, insomnia, nervousness, indigestion. Here I mentioned palpitation, fear, high blood pressure, lack of concentration, This is all caused, if we look at the root of the problem is stress.
Yeah, that brings me to like another question also is, are there any symptoms of stress that show up, you know, either as like skin issues or hair loss? Like, is that triggered by stress, and what are some things that we can do to it?
Look at psoriasis and eczema. These are the stress-related skin diseases. And when I talk to dermatologists, I actually work with a team of dermatologists in Holland. And of course, the first recommendation is to slow down and reduce stress. You can take herbal medicine, you can take I don't know, you can do so many different healings, but if the root of the problem is not taken into consideration, the problem will come back.
Because I know I've experienced eczema, and the first thing they recommend is a steroid. So it's interesting to hear that perspective.
Yes. But you know, using steroid hormones does help temporarily. Once you stop using steroid hormones or creams with steroid hormones, the problem will come back. Very fast it will come back. So in situations of eczema and psoriasis, it's a holistic approach towards healing the skin, and it starts from reducing stress and anxiety, using herbal medicine, and adjusting your diet, you know, regular exercise, drinking water. All this we know already. So it's the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk a little bit more about the nervous system and how the herbs and all of that interacts with all of these anxiety, panic, and how these stress indicators can be addressed.
So before we go to the herbs that are helping us to calm down and tame anxiety, let's talk about nervous system and see how it works. It's just a very brief introduction. I think my next slide is about it. Yeah, nervous system. So how does it work? Basically, in nature, I had an example. When deer sees a lion, her organs of senses send signals to the brain that there is danger. And so our eyes, ears, sense of smell, all these senses are collected, and they are sending the signal into our brain, in the part of the brain called hypothalamus. And hypothalamus communicates with the whole body via nervous system. So the nervous system sends a signal to adrenals to release stress hormones when there is danger. And then we get adrenaline and cortisol. Those are two important stress hormones in cases of danger. And so high levels of stress hormones are released in blood, and they tell the body to immediately prepare to act, whether to fight or to run away, to make sure that you survive. So what happens with our body? We start breathing fast. The heartbeat is increasing. Then the high levels of sugar are going into blood in order to supply the whole body with energy to act immediately. And then we start running or fighting. And in the case of deer, most of the time, the deer would run as fast as she can. And then after the danger is over, if she's able to escape, then already within 5 minutes, you find the deer just happily eating grass and nibbling on something, forgetting about all this horrific experience that she just went through. And so basically, nervous system has a mechanism that when the danger is over, it turns on the mechanism to relax and to slow down the release of stress hormones and lower it down gradually. So, but this is an ideal scenario in the wild world, I would say. That's how we're built.
Right.
But does it actually work with us? Basically,
No.
with humans is a different story, because after stress, we would usually give a call to our family members or friends and start talking about it, and rethinking about the situation all and all, re-stimulating our nervous system to release stress hormones again. And for our body, if we're thinking about it, it feels like it's already happening for us. And imagine doing it on a daily basis for a long term, then the nervous system gets hyperactive. And we're constantly in the state of releasing, like a cortisol state, I would say. And that is called like chronic stress.
Yeah, you hear a lot of people that are experiencing chronic stress and like they end up in the hospital because of really severe chest pains or anxiety attacks. So I hear more of that these days.
Yes, and we are kind of doing it ourselves. Basically, every time redoing the situation, reigniting the nervous system. So it's actually important to calm down and really forget about what happened. There is no danger anymore. And I see the question from Irina, how to reduce stress. And of course, we all know about herbs. They're very popular now. I think my next slide is about herbs. So yeah, in nature, there are many medicinal herbs that help to tame stress, anxiety, and to slow and calm us down. And the most popular herbs are a type of herbs called adaptogens. There are so many remedies with adaptogen. They're well-known herbal tonics, rejuvenating tonics. They're called energy tonics. And they're widely used to help our body to relieve the negative impact of constant worry, overwork, lack of sleep. So they are long-term tonics. But as I said, we're living in the everyday fast-moving pace, and adaptogens can be very stimulating to our nervous system. So they do work. However, we need to see in what situations to use them. We can take them for a long period of time and to help our body to adapt to different situations, to have more energy, to boost our immunity. But there are situations where we really need to slow down and calm down. And for that, we have kind of herbs that are called nervines. So basically, they are helping adaptogens.
Okay.
So they're kind of enhancing the effect of adaptogens, but not in a stimulating way.
And these have a more immediate kind of effect, or are these something that also take a long time?
In most of the cases, they have an immediate calming effect. Nervines are nerve tonics. I have a slide here. They are calming herbs that are mildly relaxing without heavy suppressive effects of sedatives. For example, if you are probably familiar with herbs like valerian root and hop and motherwort. those are very heavy sedatives. Like in a scale from 1 to 10, in a sedative scale, then valerian will be 8, motherwort would be 10. But mild nervines like lemon balm or vervain or chamomile, they are also nerve tonics, but very mild sedatives, very delicate herbs that softly helping us calm down. Of course, in the situations of very heavy stress, or if somebody dies, or there are different situations where you really need to sedate the person's nervous system. And in that case, herbs like valerian or hops would be used. And valerian and hops I would not use for a long time, because they're also suppressing our nervous system and our endocrine system.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're talking for everyday herbs, mild nervines or nerve tonics, these are the herbs that are helping to rebuild our nervous system. They are bringing our nerves to balance. They're feeding, nourishing our herbs. And so here I wrote, nervines help to restore emotional balance, nourish the nerves and nervous system. They are calming on anxiety. They are calming heartbeat, and quite often stress causes our gastrointestinal tract to have spasms, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So quite often we're not able to digest food when we're stressed, and usually people say don't eat when you're stressed because you won't be able to digest your food. So basically, you need to calm down first, because stress keeps you in this spastic condition.
Speaking of, so just to kind of understand if there are any precautions or people with underlying conditions that they should avoid certain herbs.
Well, later I talk about use of different herbs, and we talk about mild nerve tonics. But do you mean what herbs needs to be avoided? Are there any herbs that needs to be avoided in this situation?
No, just if there are, because let's say there's somebody who has an underlying condition of like a heart condition. Are there any kind of like issues that might arise if they start taking an herb that they should understand?
Well, for example, if somebody has a heart condition, like palpitation, for example, ginseng, Asian ginseng, is very stimulating, very young herb. It shouldn't be used here because it re-stimulate the heart. And so in this situation, it should be avoided.
So I just see, how does it work from Irina?
Are we looking on
The Q&A? So how can we incorporate the herbs? Like, is it aromatherapy, drinking tea, both? Like, what's the most effective way?
Well, actually, I wanted to go through several herbs that can be in our country that we can use every day. They are pretty safe. They are not causing very aggressive sedative effect. And they are kind of softly letting us to relax and calm down. And they can be used prolonged period of time. And I'm sure you've heard of these herbs. I don't know if you've ever tried it. So definitely one of the herbs for the pantry is lemon balm.
Okay.
This is an amazing nerve tonic. And every time, you know, nerve tonic seems like maybe the word sometimes is discouraging. But actually, when I hear about lemon balm, the name is associated with such a great taste. You know, this warm drink, I just have a smile on my face every time when I hear lemon balm. It's really helping me to be happy and stay happy. You know, this is here said, it's delightful tasting tea that children love, adult love, and it can be used every day, 2-3
Okay.
cups a day, perfect. Not necessary, I would say 2-3 cups a day as a therapeutic dosage, but if you want to use it just to enjoy, to have a nice sleep, then just drink it 1 hour before going to sleep and have a nice sleep.
Mm-hmm. So you recommend it in a tea form. Are there any benefits of using it topically?
Of course. Well, Melissa essential oil or lemon balm essential oil is an amazing remedy against herpes, for example. But it has a lot of volatile oils, and while you inhale it, you already have a relaxing effect. I have to say that Melissa essential oil is quite an expensive oil.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes just catnip or peppermint would work even better.
Okay.
But
I wanted to touch on aromatherapy because I do find that it kind of ties into this. So is aromatherapy also an effective way of dealing with stress? Like, is there a certain essential oil or herb oil that we should consider for therapeutics?
absolutely, for those who wish to have aroma, there are aroma lamps, how you call it.
Mm-hmm.
I use it every day at home. Basically, it stands in my living area, and a drop of, for example, lavender oil or peppermint oil could really make your day. Or ilan, also a fantastic mood stimulating herb.
Okay. And so you would use, what would be most effective, I guess I would ask it, for the reduction, like what herbs for reduction of stress? I guess you have that in your slides.
Well, for everyday use, I would definitely go for lemon balm.
Okay.
And then the next herb that I prepared is a chamomile. Why I thought about chamomile? First of all, it has a huge history of medicinal use, especially in Europe. And it's a very, very safe herb, safe for children and for adults. And actually, chamomile essential oil is also widely used
Mm-hmm.
topically. And also, for example, how would I recommend to use it? You can have a liniment and make a piece of cloth warm, or put it in a hot water, and then add 1 or 2 drops of chamomile essential oil. And especially for those who have PMS, premenstrual syndrome, I just put it on a lower belly and let it stay there for 10-15 minutes, and just feel the effect, how the volatile oils go inside and help you to calm down and to relieve this.
Okay. I've never heard of that as a PMS remedy. I will definitely have to try that.
But chamomile is widely used, and it's used to relieve insomnia and stress, and for menstrual cramps, especially used for children, for teasing children with colics. When we talk about herbs, it's important to try a herb and find the one that really resonates with you. Because, for example, there are so many different herbs that can be used as nerve tonics, but there is one that is suitable especially for you, that will make you calm in a second.
How long would you trial an herb before you knew, it was or wasn't for you?
Usually, you could feel it immediately. If you have a fresh herb and you put it on the tip of your tongue or you smell it, your body will tell you immediately if this is a herb for you. If you, yeah, you will just have to hear your body's response.
Okay. So really tune into it.
Exactly. And then you just, for example, if you feel that the smell is attractive, the taste of chamomile is not super tasty because it's a bit bitter. But if the smell is attractive to you and even the look is attractive, and then you steep a tea with it and then have a first just sip and then feel what it does to your body. Is it warming your body? Is it helping you to relax? What it does to your thoughts. So basically, you have to have a body awareness to understand. Of course, maybe for those ones who are starting with herbs just now or haven't used it before, then a few cups of tea will already help you to understand whether this kind of tea will work for you or not. But basically, it's learning by observation.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I love chamomile tea after a meal, so that's good to know.
After a meal, it's fantastic. It really helps your digestion as well because chamomile in taste, if you steep it really well, like for example, for 30 minutes, it has this bitter taste.
Oh.
I'm not talking about chamomiles that you get from the supermarket in a sack, in a sachet that you
Actual flower.
I'm talking about real chamomile herb that you steep in a cup of tea, in a cup for 30 minutes. It will have a very bitter taste. Well, not as bitter as valerian root, for example, but enough bitter to stimulate your digestive juices, help the bile to come out, and to help your body to digest those fats and proteins.
That's a really good point. So, the chamomile tea in the stores are not
strong
potent enough. Yeah, they're not potent enough to do what really can be done with chamomile.
Well, I mean, if you use 5 or 7 sachets, and maybe it will be enough strength, but I would doubt the quality, I would say.
Okay, so coming to that, where can we find like these herbs in their, natural potent forms? Like, I know we're not going to find it in like our regular Whole Foods or, where are we looking for them?
Well, we're looking for them at specific herb stores.
Amazon. Irina said Amazon. I don't think so.
But Amazon, no, I would not look for it on Amazon. In America, there are amazing herb companies where you can find wild herbs. And of course, wild herbs are much more potent. You also find organic herbs, which are also potent, but not as potent as wild herbs. For example, mountainroseherbs.com is an amazing place to get the herbs. There's a wide range of herbs offered, very good quality, and usually I order my herbs from them.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I actually thought Amazon too.
Well, on Amazon, I'm sure there are different companies that are selling herbs, but in the bulk, I would not buy it on Amazon. What you can get on Amazon may be tinctures. These are extracts, liquid extracts of herbs. Sometimes it's very beneficial to use just tinctures, especially for people who are always on the road, who are working hard, who have no time to calm down and relax and make that cup of tea for themselves. So basically, they can use herbs in the liquid form, and that is called tinctures. And the tinctures, I guess you can order them on Amazon.
Okay, but would we be able to make our own tinctures if we had the herbs?
Absolutely.
themselves?
Absolutely. That's the best way. That's also, while making tincture, you're already calming down. And what I wanted to say, while making tea, while mixing the herbs, pouring hot water on it, it's already a ritual of relaxation. You know, finding a nice teapot, a nice teacup, and blending the herbs, and you're already calming down. Your mind is not concentrating on the problems anymore. You're switching to something else, and the whole ritual of tea making is making you relax. So that's why I'm for making teas.
Yeah, no, I definitely associate like a sense of calm and ease when I wake up in the morning and I'm doing like my little ritual of making like my tea and my coffee. It's like a very calm way to start the day.
Exactly. And actually, the way you start the day kind of it's the way to navigate through the day.
Sets the tone for the rest of the day. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I know you.
Sorry, I was looking at the Q&A, and Irina just said that Japanese ceramic pots. The tea. If you brew the tea in the Japanese, not necessarily in Japanese, but actually in ceramics, the teapots from ceramics or teacups, they really made the taste of the tea to come out.
Really? So like a metal pot would have a different kind of.
I would use ceramic pots.
Okay.
Yeah, the clay makes the taste to open up.
Huh.
And
That is
also
really
it oxidizes the tea, because quite often certain ingredients in tea, like vitamin C, also get oxidized and loses its potency.
very quickly. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Totally. Okay.
I would not steep tea in the plastic cup or.
Oh yeah. You don't want the leaching to happen.
Yeah. After ceramics is glass is the most ideal, or iron pots.
Iron pots, yeah. I have a few of those. They're very heavy. Okay. Are there any other herbs you have to go through?
Yeah, well, I actually wanted to mention passion flower, because lemon balm and chamomile very mild. They can be used every day. And passion flower is a bit stronger, for those ones, like especially business women and men who are constantly on the road, who are very stimulated, who have lots of energy and have difficulties to calm down. Maybe passion flower would work even better for them. So again, they need to try the herb and feel whether this is something that resonates with them. So it's a mild sedative nervine, and it's on our scale from 1 to 10 would be around 5. While lemon balm would be around 3, 4, and chamomile would be around 2, 3.
Okay. Yeah, those are very mild.
Yeah. So this is also a very good nerve tonic, and it helps to sedate the nervous system, but not aggressively, as I said, as valerian, for example. And also nerve tonics the herbs can be combined together. For example, I prepared a formula for you to try. Maybe you brew your own tea. And for example, you have 2 parts of lemon balm, 1 part of chamomile, and another really nice mild nervine is St. John wort. It's very easy to get, I guess, in America and in Europe. So
Yeah.
if you combine 2 parts of lemon balm and equal parts of 1 part of chamomile and 1 part of sunjournwort, and mix well, and then take 1 to 2 teaspoons of this mixture, add it to 8 ounces of water, steep, covered for, let's say, 20 minutes, and take 2-3 cups a day. That's a very nice, pleasant tasting tea, but also very calming and relaxing. So basically, when you come back from work and you are preparing your dinner, just have this herb mixture ready, and just
Mhm.
a cup of tea for yourself while making a dinner.
Great.
Basically,
Yeah.
you can drink it before dinner, 30 minutes, 20 minutes before dinner, or to help the digestion and to help the digestion, then drink 15 minutes after dinner.
Okay. And I wanted also to talk about how we use herbs topically, just because, I think we're all kind of experiencing maybe a breakout. Like, a lot of people are saying we have maskne. Are there any herbs that can treat topically any stress issues we have?
Yes, lemon balm is fantastic. It's cooling
Really?
because most of the time stress produces a lot of fire energy in our body. It's very stimulating, and so our metabolism increases. And lemon balm is kind of a cooling herb. It's from
Mhm.
family. Basically, all mint family can be used topically. For example, peppermint, catnip, lemon balm. Those are the herbs that can be used topically. And how do you use it? You brew the same cup of tea, let it cool down, and then take a piece of cloth, keep it in the tea for some time, then strain it and put it, for example, on the area of the skin that requires attention. Leave it there for several minutes, or let's say 10-15 minutes. But on the same time, you can use essential oils that would also do the work.
These essential oils like peppermint, catnip, and lemon balm.
Yes.
Okay.
Chamomile also is an amazing essential oil that can be used. It's anti-inflammatory, like lemon balm, chamomile, peppermint. Those are anti-inflammatory herbs.
Okay.
But basically, when we have a breakout on our skin, we have to be happy because our body is getting rid of toxins. And if our intestine is not working ideally, then it's gonna come out through the skin. So just be happy that it's not getting stuck in our body, but our body is strong enough to get rid of it. But if we take, for example, steroids, what the cream does, it does not allow the toxins to come out. It basically suppresses it back.
Yeah. So speaking of toxins, are there any detoxifying herbs that you would recommend for, when you spoke about cleansing the liver, just to help us like kind of move all of those out?
Definitely. Detoxifying herbs, those are not nervines anymore, but here we're talking about herbs like dandelion root. When the energy stagnates, there where we get a lot of problems. The energy, if we have a lot of energy, is amazing, but it also has to move through our body. And if it doesn't move but stagnates, there we start having problems. Then the bile doesn't come out properly. And so a dandelion root is an amazing remedy. I would use dandelion root and dandelion leaf as well, because dandelion leaf here helps to nourish our system, and dandelion root helps to remove stagnation and help the liver to liver energy to move faster and get more active.
Okay.
Also, red clover is a really great herb to cleanse the blood and lymph. Burdock root also is an amazing herb for the blood and lymph. So basically, you can use these 3 herbs that I mentioned all together, just them together, even in equal parts. But also, red clover is a phytoestrogen. Are you familiar with the term phytoestrogen?
No.
Phytoestrogen is a type of plant that has natural hormones, and especially women who are going into menopause and having all these negative side effects and waves and hot flashes. Then instead of synthetic hormonal therapy, phytoestrogens are used.
Got it. Okay.
And phytoestrogens are like red clover, Donquai, Angelica sinensis is a Latin name. Those are really nice phytoestrogens for the women who are going into the period of menopause. But this is a completely different subject about women's health.
It's been helpful.
Yeah, because hormonal therapy, synthetic hormones are having actually the cancer, the breast cancer is related to hormonal therapy.
Yep. Yeah, it is. A lot of, there's also like you were talking about the lemon balm, like that would stimulate the thyroid or destimulate the thyroid. So like hormones are affected by so many different things.
Exactly, but for thyroid, for example, to a tonic for thyroid would be an adaptogen, eleuthero, Siberian ginseng. This is an ideal tonic for our thyroid. It balances out. For those who have very active thyroid, it would help to calm it down. For those who have very sluggish thyroid, it would help to, stimulate it. I don't know how the herbs do it. It feels like
so it brings it back to homeostasis, kind of like
exactly. Yes.
Okay.
It brings the thyroid and the body into homeostasis.
Yeah.
What I wanted to mention when it comes to detox herbs, it's also an ideal. I mentioned several herbs for the liver and for the blood, but also in that formula there should be something to activate our intestines.
So like what kind of stimulant?
Yeah, it's not really a stimulant. It's something that helps the bowel movement.
So like what kind of herb would do that? Like a senna leaf?
Yes, well, senna is a little bit strong. In the kitchen, we can always find some cardamom seeds, and carvai seeds. Do you know those? If you mix
cardamom, yes. Caroline, not so
carvai
familiar.
is like cumin seed, but not black cumin. It's the Latin name for carvai. The Latin name of cumin, another type of cumin, would be carvai seed. And that is really an amazing herb for softly stimulating our bowel movement. Look, if we talk about dandelion root, for example, or Oregon grapefruit, that's also very stimulating for the liver and helping the bile to be released into the smaller intestines. But then if you have coriander seed and carvai seed, it will, in the powder form, mix it together and then drink it 30 minutes before food. You have to take 1 teaspoon of the herb, of the powder of carvi and coriander, and then steep it in the hot water for 30 minutes and then drink it on an empty stomach. And 1 hour before you go into sleep, twice a day, you'll find, it's a nice way to help the intestines to work better.
Yeah.
Saturday is a little bit too stimulating, you know.
Okay.
Still, we have to make sure that our intestines work on their own, and we're not helping them every day.
Mm-hmm.
But if the carvi and coriander seeds, they're very soft, stimulating, rebuilding herbs, I would say. And then you can use it within a month and then have a month stop. It's also kind of anti-parasite treatment.
Oh.
Yeah, very good for children, especially because wormwood is very aggressive and also very bitter herb. But carvi and coriander, they're sweet tasting herbs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to be mindful of your time and everyone else's time. If there are any other key points that you want to go over, I could talk to you forever because I'm just so fascinated by this space, and I think it'll be very important in our lives going forward. But yeah, I've learned so much. But if there's anything you want to bring up.
Basically, when we're talking about herbs, I would like to add that herbs should be taken on a daily basis, really to have a therapeutic effect. And not just, if you like to drink tea, then of course drink a cup of tea. Find a herb that really tastes good and that has an effect that you're really looking for, the herb that resonates with you. But really, for therapeutic effect, give a herb some time to work, especially when it comes to adaptogens. Adaptogens, you start drinking them, you may not feel the effect immediately, but within a month, you will feel like, wow, my energy level is building. Or for example, if you have lemon balm, keep on drinking it and then you will feel the effect. All of a sudden you'll find people talking to you like, wow, you are relaxed, you are calm, and you have a different energy. So basically it's something that needs to be taken on a daily basis, and it's a part of a holistic approach. Don't rely only on herbs, forgetting about daily exercises. Sunshine, also an amazing healer. You know, follow specific, not specific, but look after your diet, of course, your daily regimen, what time you go to sleep. Help your body not only through the herbs, but have it as a ritual for health, like the whole holistic way, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I was just going to say where people can find you, but Irina did that for them. And I would say I would highly recommend your products just because you put so much thought and consideration into the products you build and create. They didn't come out frivolously. They took a lot of research, so I would highly recommend them.
Thank you very much. Yes, my whole line, natural cosmetics, is based on the herbal extracts. So these are the beneficial herbs, the beneficial, I would say, more healing products. And they're widely used for people who have inflammations with their skin, psoriasis, eczema. So they're different products for different types of skin, and all of them have herbal extracts. The base is the herbal extracts.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Victoria.
Thank you so much. Sorry again for
Thank
all
you
this.
so much. Thank you. I don't know how you guys, I'm in the mood for the nice cup of herbs tea. I got so excited, you know, so, right?
This is the right time now, actually. Just before dinner, just enjoy it. Yes.
And in California, it's in the morning, but also anytime is good time, right?
Absolutely, yes. And to count for example, those who love to drink coffee in the morning, then maybe in a few hours or just an hour later, have a nice relaxing tea.
To counteract that, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thank you, Victoria. And as for all of you who maybe want to reach out to Victoria, I put our general email address. So please reach out and we will help you to connect. So the email is contact@innocoswell.com.
Thank you so much and have a fantastic day or evening in Europe.
And until the next week, exactly the same time, we will be here from the founder of a new brand, Freak, Kimberly Lafleur.
Thank you.
About it's a CBD skincare brand. So very interesting also.